Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Success Edutech. I am Prashant Jadhav. Today we are watching questions and answers in our first chapter, the French Revolution. Listen carefully and pay attention. Now I am starting my session. First question: describe the circumstances leading to the outbreak of the revolutionary protest in France. And now we are watching this question's answer. Main circumstances leading to the outbreak of revolutionary protests in France are: the population of France rose from about 23 million in 1715 to 28 million in 1789. This led to a rapid increase in the demand of food grains and an increase in the price of food. At that time, most workers were employed as laborers in workshops whose owner fixed their wages, but wages did not keep pace with the rise in prices. So the gap between the poor and the rich widened. Weather conditions such as drought or hail also affected production and led to a subsistence crisis. People get privilege based on birth and not based on merit. Most of the people belonging to the first and second estate had all the power and money, and the majority of people depended at the mercy of this privileged class. Merchants and manufacturers, the third estate, included professions such as lawyers or administrative officials. All of these were educated and believed that no group in society should be privileged by birth. Rather, a social position must depend on his merit. France supported 13 American colonies to gain independence from Britain. This war led to the scaling debate in France, which burdened the public with new taxes. So now this first question's answer is completed. Now we are watching the second question. Which groups of French society benefited from the revolution? Which groups were forced to relinquish power? Which sections of society would have been disappointed with the outcome of the revolution? Now we are watching the second question's answer. Listen carefully. Merchants, lawyers, peasants, etc., who were categorized into the third estate were most benefited from the revolution. The first and second estate people were forced to relinquish power. As these people have lost all their privileges, we are disappointed with the outcome of the revolution. And now we are watching the third question. Describe the legacy of the French Revolution for the peoples of the world during the 19th and 20th centuries. Now we are watching this question's answer. The ideas of the liberty and democratic rights were the most important legacy of the French Revolution. This spread from France to the rest of Europe during the 19th century, where feudal systems were abolished. Colonized people reworked the idea of freedom from bondage into their movements to create a sovereign nation state. Tipu Sultan and Ram Mohan Rai are two examples of individuals who responded to the ideas coming from revolutionary France. The third question's answer is completed. Now we will watch the fourth question. Draw up a list of democratic rights we enjoy today whose origins could be traced to the French Revolution. And we are watching this question answer. Listen carefully. Some of the democratic rights that we enjoy today whose origins could be traced to the French Revolution are: the list of democratic rights are: a right to vote, first right; freedom of press, second right, freedom of speech, third right, freedom of expression, fourth right, abolition of slavery, rights of liberty, rights to property, right to security, right to education. These all rights we have gifted for French Revolution. And we will watch the fifth question. Would you agree with the view that the message of universal rights was beset with contradictions? Explain. Now we will watch this fifth question's answer. Women were disappointed that the Constitution of 1791 reduced them to passive citizens. They demanded the right to vote, to be elected to the assembly, and to hold political office. Only then they felt would their interests be represented in the new government. Women were ignored in the French Constitution of 1791, which is a major contradiction with the view that the message of universal right. Now the fifth question's answer is completed, and now we will watch the sixth and last question. How would you explain the rise of Napoleon? And now we will watch this question answer. In 1804, Napoleon Bonaparte crowned himself Emperor of France. He set out to conquer neighboring European countries, dispossessing dynasties and creating kingdoms where he placed members of his family. Napoleon saw his role as a modernizer of Europe, introduced many laws such as the protection of private property, a uniform system of weights, and measures provided by the decimal system. Initially, many saw Napoleon as a liberator who would bring freedom for the people. And but soon the Napoleonic armies came. But soon Napoleonic armies came to be viewed everywhere as an invading force. He was finally defeated at Waterloo in 1815. Many of his measures that carried the revolutionary ideas of liberty and modern laws to the parts of Europe had an impact on people long after Napoleon had left. And so we have watched today the question and answers hour, and now I have completed my lecture. So namaste.